What would I do without you? Stop. It's so gross. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special episode of This Is My Bourbon podcast, where we discuss the spirit of Kentucky. My name's Perry. Thank you so much for being here with me this week. I got somebody special on this week. Don't make that face.
Hi, welcome to this week's episode of This Is My Bourbon podcast. My name's Lucy Ritter, and I'll be your co-host for the evening.
Oh, boy.
Or day, or morning, whenever you're listening.
Yeah. We'll see. Hi, Lucy.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. This is some quality podcasting that you're providing here for me.
I feel like I'm on the Sweaty Balls episode, like on SNL, and I'm speaking quietly into the microphone.
I don't really want to get into that that skit with you right now.
No, but that's how I feel.
Because your mom's probably listening to this one in particular, but maybe not. Anyway, so we wanted to do a special review of Cooper's Craft. I've never had this before. Lucy picked up this little airplane bottle for me the other day, just kind of on a whim. It's 82.2 proof. It's a Louisville bourbon. And I think the other thing that's important about them is that they use 3 different types of American oak in their barrels. So, like I said, I don't really know a whole lot about them, but I've never had it before, so this was an interesting kind of experiment.
So is each stave, like, do they alternate between the 3, or do they move into different barrels?
I guess. No. They use one barrel.
Okay, so
as
it
far
just
as I
has
know.
different type of oak staves throughout.
Yeah.
I'm saying that correctly?
Yes.
Okay.
As opposed to what pronunciation would you be?
I just didn't know if I was using staves correctly.
No,
I'm not much of a bourbon drinker for those out there.
You're not, but we're both drinking out of Glencairn glasses. So I think this would be and Marie's eating. What is she eating? Is she eating the cat food? No, she's eating her food. It doesn't matter. Anyway.
They've been around a while. It says established 1945.
Well, this better be good then.
I don't think this has been aging since then.
That's not what I mean. I just mean they've had enough time to perfect their craft. I mean, it literally has the word craft in its name, so.
Let's hope it is a good craft. I like the nose.
It's different.
I think it's a good nose.
It's really not bad. It's kind of it's like lemon.
I don't get that.
I get some
it's really
citrus on
sweet.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I can get the citrus. I get the citrus now.
And then some like some earthiness to it as well.
Brown sugar.
I can see the brown sugar on there
It's
too.
like brown sugar and citrus. I would have a candle that smelled like this.
Thanks, Tanner.
Me and Tanner have very similar philosophy on the smells of bourbon. It's not a good nose unless you make a candle out of it.
I don't know if I'm excited to drink this or not.
I am. I'm curious.
All right, well, we'll find out.
Right off the bat, I was disappointed.
The nose is definitely better than the palate.
Yeah. There wasn't as much flavor as I expected.
I would say that there's a lot of flavor, but it's not... I'm not excited to go back for another drink.
I'm more intrigued to go back for another drink.
It's so different. I mean, really,
It is
like
really different,
I've
yeah.
never had anything like this before. I wish that it were a higher proof because I think it would lend itself to more flavor.
It would, yeah. This would definitely be a better, higher proof. And I don't know what their line of bourbons are, but maybe if they had a...
This is about it.
Oh, okay. They need a barrel proof or a bottled and bond version, and
Yeah.
I think it'd be really, really good.
I agree. I don't know how old this is either, but if I had to
It says
guess,
straight.
oh, so it's at least 2.
Yeah.
See, I was going to say anywhere from 2 to 4 years, so that makes sense then. But
It gets better the more you drink it.
Really?
The second drink is much better than the first. It's still a very mild bourbon.
see, I disagree. I don't like it as much the second taste. She made a face at me like, well, that's your opinion. Anybody who's married knows that face, I think.
I think this would be a good cocktail bourbon. I don't know if it'd be a good on the rocks because
I don't think so.
I don't think it could handle being diluted anymore.
It doesn't need any more water in it.
Maybe a splash just to see if it brings out more flavors.
I don't
But
think it would. I think it would just bring out more of the water.
we're about to find out.
Okay, well, Lucy's going to add a couple drops of water, and I guess...
You keep yours.
Okay, for
And then-
comparison?
yeah, for
Okay,
comparing.
sure. Look at you thinking. This is why we like to have somebody different on the show every now and then.
The nose is fruitier already.
Really?
Yeah, sniff it.
Yeah, that's completely different
Yeah.
from mine. I don't know if I like the nose better with water.
I don't like the nose better with water. It definitely has more flavor now.
That's
But I don't
really
know if I
interesting.
like the flavor as much. It didn't enhance what it already had. It changed. I don't know. Actually,
It's- Nah, I don't like it. I don't
what
like
does
it
that
with a drop.
taste? That was 2 drops of water.
Oh, it was 2 drops?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Either way, I don't like it with with anything added to it. What is that flavor?
I think it's definitely oakier.
That's interesting because I was going to say it tastes... A, it tastes more diluted, and B, I think it tastes fruitier.
Yeah, I mean, it's more fruitcake.
I mean, I drink that with a couple drops of water, and I think of, like, beach drinks.
I don't know what beach you're sipping on, but it's nowhere near what I'd be sipping on the beach.
I mean, I don't want this on the beach. I don't
tastes like
really...
a tummy ache on the beach to me.
I don't really want this at all.
I want to try this in a cocktail, I think.
I think so, too.
And I think it's worth a try. I mean, I like this better than some bourbons I've tasted.
Interesting. But... It
It's not
sounded
the,
like there
it's
was
not
a
the
but
best
after
bourbon
that.
I've ever had, and it's not the worst bourbon I've ever had.
Yeah.
And for a non-bourbon drinker, it was actually pretty easy to drink. And, I'd recommend it for someone that's getting into it or, it's like me and you dabble in bourbon.
Yeah.
And you like bourbon cocktails. I would try it.
So, would you recommend this to a first-time bourbon drinker then?
It wouldn't be the first thing on my list, I don't think, but it would definitely be up there.
Yeah.
It'd be top 10, I think.
Because we were just saying with Curtis and Tanner that, like, Basil Hayden, which is 80 proof, super watered down, would be kind of the ideal first-time bourbon drinker bourbon.
Yeah.
I kind of think this is on par with that. It just doesn't have much to it.
But I think it's starting to have stuff to it, though.
Yeah, and
it gets you into it.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say, too, is that it touches on a lot of what you kind of expect from bourbon, what you want to entice people with.
Yeah, it's easier to grasp.
Yeah.
Wrap your mind around.
What's interesting, too, is, like, the more I'm sitting here with it, the more I'm like, there's some, like, brown sugar.
Oh, there's definitely brown sugar.
Yeah. I
It's
think,
like a fruitcake.
I think that's the perfect way
Yeah.
to describe this, is
You've
that
got
it's
the brown sugar, you've got the different fruits.
Yeah.
I don't know, I like it. I'd like to try it in a Manhattan or an old fashioned. I think it'd be really good with that. Because I think it would pick up the fruit in that a lot, especially in old fashioned.
And the sugariness of like a simple syrup.
Yeah.
I bet it would be really good with Demerara.
Oh, it'd be really good with Demerara.
I think that would be the perfect simple syrup to go with it.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder, how would it fare in Lincoln Avenue?
I think it would fare very well.
I think it would as well.
I think it would actually be pretty good.
Pretty spot on, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wish that there were a little bit more to it. And again, I want to say that like I'm not excited to have another sip of it. That's my biggest thing, is that like the finish doesn't lend itself to me going, I want to revisit it.
Well, there's next to no finish.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even have a bourbon taste in my mouth right now.
I don't either. Which, it's just not very bourbon-y.
I mean, I think it's a...
You know what it reminds me more of? It reminds me more of rum than it does bourbon.
Yeah, it's kind of rummy.
With the sugariness of it.
Yeah. I think it's a really good intro bourbon. I would drink it again. I would definitely try it in a cocktail. Mm-hmm. If you haven't listened to the Lincoln Avenue episode, I recommend listening to it and then maybe trying it out with this bourbon.
I like it without water better.
I think I do too.
Yeah.
It almost has more burn with water.
Yeah.
And it has next to no burn without it.
I think with the water, the finish comes out more, because I wasn't getting any finish without the water. Because that's where I was really coming along with the brown sugar flavors, was once we added the water to it.
Smell it now. It smells like bananas and nuts. It smells like
a banana.
It smells like banana bread is what it smells like. It smells like banana bread.
No, I have to agree with that.
It's definitely opened up though.
Yeah. But I've had a couple before where a couple of bourbons before where I've said, this smells like banana bread and I've liked it.
Yeah.
In this case, I don't like it as much.
I like it.
I think it smells like stale banana bread.
It smells the same whether or not it's stale. I've never smelled two different levels of old banana bread and thought they smelled different. I don't even know if I paid that close attention.
Well, sorry.
I think it has more of a finish with the water. I think it has more flavor with the water.
Flavor, I don't know. Finish, I definitely know.
I think there's way more to it with water.
Yeah. But either way, I'm just kind of... What just happened there?
My straw.
Either
I'm not
way...
drinking bourbon with a straw, P.S. That's my water.
Either way, I'm just not that enthused by it. You know? I think that this was made to be a cocktail bourbon.
This would be really good for a party.
For people who have never had it before.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that it would be a solid bourbon that if you wanted to throw something in it, it'd mix well with other stuff.
Definitely.
But it holds up by itself. So, I mean, I think it'd be a good party bourbon. Maybe have a makers sitting out for the people that are serious or snobby like Perry.
Excuse me. My goodness.
Bourbon snobby, not in general. That's another shirt you could do as bourbon snob.
That's a whole nother conversation, too, because, you know what? I don't want to get into it. I'm not kidding.
This is a mini episode after all.
Which means that we probably need to get along to our review of it. So for people who need a refresher or are new to the show, we have a 4-tier review system of nose, palate, finish, and price. Each category is out of 5, and then we tally everything up. Lucy wants some Fritos. Well, some Lay's. Frito-Lays. Whatever. We tally everything up to a total out of 20 at the end of it, and then we let you know whether or not you should actually buy it. That mic's not on. I saw exactly what you were going for, and no, it's not on. It's not on. So anyway, Lucy, what would you give the nose on this?
The nose was a 9. I thought it had a fantastic nose.
A 9 out of 5?
Oh, sorry. I thought we were going out of 10. It wasn't that good. Okay, I give it a 4.5 then.
Okay.
4.5 out of 5.
It's the best thing ever.
It had a very good nose, and the nose, I think, makes you really excited to taste it, and I think it lets you down.
Yeah.
But I still just want to sniff it because it just smells so good.
Yeah.
And I would definitely have a candle out of it. So there you go.
Okay. Well,
Harry, what would you give the nose?
Well, I was going to prompt you to go through every category, but I guess now that you've prompted me...
I am co-host after all.
I would say that the nose, honestly, is about a 3.5.
Oh, wow.
In that, like, it is interesting and inviting, but it doesn't quite pack the punch that I would expect from bourbon.
Yeah, because it doesn't send your nose hairs.
That's what I'm that's not what I'm getting at, though.
You could take a big whiff of it and it wouldn't tickle your nose buds. Would it? No. What are the...
Your nostrils?
No, that's your opening. I mean,
Nose hairs.
your nose hairs aren't catching the smells, Perry. They're catching the dust. Whatever it is in your nose that makes you smell smells.
I guess nose buds.
It's little bitty hairy
It's
things.
your brain, isn't it?
Well, your brain reads it, Harry. It's like petting a cat and being like, my hand isn't feeling this, my brain is feeling it.
Okay. Anyway, moving on. It doesn't grab me the way that I would kind of want it to. But it's not...
Harry likes to be grabbed.
Why did I want you on for this? It's not uninviting. It's just... It's really different. That being said, the palate just doesn't live up to what the nose presents. So for that reason, I'm going to have to give the palate a 1.5. Even with water, it just doesn't...
Water! That's what I thought.
The most downloaded bonus episode of This Is My Bourbon podcast ever.
All I have to do is make a SpongeBob reference and...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hashtag SpongeBob. The palate just... I just really don't enjoy it. It's not the worst thing I've ever had, but... Oh, man, I'm getting a lot of the banana bread now.
Yeah.
I would pair this with banana bread.
Well, but then don't the tastes cancel each other out?
We'll find out.
I'm not making banana bread.
I will buy a banana bread.
We do have some bananas that need to be used, so maybe...
I'm not going to eat a banana at 9 o'clock at night.
I mean, you're not going to make banana bread out of the bananas.
That too. I'm not gonna find out what
How
the
about you
pairing
dip the
is.
banana in the bourbon?
Ooh.
Oh, bourbon banana bread?
I mean, that would be really good.
I'm going to make that. Not anytime soon, but I'll make it sometime.
But I mean, if you just dipped a banana in bourbon, no, because then you have to drink the bourbon after. Well, okay.
Bourbon banana pudding, and you soak the vanilla wafers in bourbon.
Oh, there we go.
Yep, there we go.
Yep, that's the key right there. What are you looking at your phone for?
I'm trying to figure out the smell buds. Your nose buds. Trying to figure out what they're called.
These are my smell buds.
I mean, it's the olfactory neurons, but it's not the word I was looking for.
Yeah, sure.
They're these little bitty... They look like anemones, but in the inside of your nose, and they have a name, and I can't think of them.
We'll figure it out, and we'll put it in the description of this bonus episode. What would you...
These poor listeners on the edge of their seats right now.
Okay, Lucy, what would you give the palate on this?
A 3.
A 3.
Yes. I think it's an easy sipper. I think it would go well with...
Banana bread?
No, I don't think it would go well with banana bread. I think it would be easily mixed, but also easy to enjoy on its own. And I think it's, if you just want like a bourbon that's going to be well received by drinkers and non-drinkers alike, I think I don't know.
Okay. You say that, but I'm going to raise you Elijah Craig.
Well, I don't remember what Elijah Craig tastes like.
Well, hey, Lucy, guess what?
Hey, I don't have a bourbon tasting memory. They all start to taste the same to me in my head.
So, a little special bonus review in a bonus episode, I guess, where Lucy gets to try Elijah Craig, which, like I said earlier, this to me is what I think Cooper's Craft is really trying to be. It just
don't tell them what to be. They're their own bourbon.
Fine.
See, I don't like this nose as much. Oh, it tastes like coffee there. I smell like coffee at the end. That was weird.
You know what's funny is Tanner said he got like an espresso note.
Yes, it was espresso.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess me and Tanner are just pretty much the same person on this. I need to throw in a music reference every now and then I could be Tanner.
Much like Sarah from It's Bourbon Night and I are similar with our palates and everything.
I get that espresso.
Yeah.
For sure.
I could see
we are feet away from our coffee maker, but...
Yeah, but you just cleaned it.
I did. Because I messed up the coffee this morning. It got everywhere.
She's making faces. She's making the face that she always makes when I pour her something for her to try.
It burns. And it's good. It gave me heartburn in like 2 seconds.
Okay, so the heartburn is what you're basing.
It went straight to my heart. I got the acids flowing upstream there.
See, the Elijah Craig small batch for me is what... I mean, I would much rather be drinking this than the Cooper's Craft.
It's a more serious bourbon, and I'm not a serious bourbon drinker. It doesn't go down easy for me. It burns my mouth. And after the burn subsides, there isn't much left.
Think about the finish, though, because, like...
The finish stays with you.
I think the finish...
unlike the Cooper's.
Yeah.
It definitely has a better finish.
We need to find out.
And I still get the espresso with that.
Yeah. I need to find out what the price of the Cooper's Craft is so we can... round out.
How close is the Elijah Craig to barrel proof?
It depends, because Elijah Craig barrel proof has Heaven Hill has different expressions of Elijah Craig barrel proof. Like last year they came out with 3 different, and one of them was like 128. And then I think the next one was 131. So it really just kind of varies.
I would like to try this out of the barrel.
Yeah.
Because, I prefer out of the barrel bourbons. I think water makes it burn more. And I don't think you get as much of that flavor.
I've been saying that for a while recently.
Yeah.
That I think that adding water dilutes the flavor, but...
sharpens it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like it brings the alcohol burn to the forefront.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's like the alcohol and the water don't coalesce or whatever, but I think that adding water to bourbon does increase the alcohol burn, the overall alcohol burn.
Because when we went on the barrel pick, I had no trouble drinking straight from the barrel, but as soon as I put some water in it, I didn't like it as much, and it burned my mouth.
I think that's so funny.
What?
that you like the straight from the barrel bourbon, even though you're not a big bourbon drinker. I don't know.
I don't mind a little burn. I love gin. That's what I lean towards. If
Cut your teeth on.
Actually, yeah, that is what I cut my teeth on. Wine, gin, and beer.
Yeah. Well. Okay, so a couple of stats on Cooper's Craft real quick before we round out the rest of our review. Even though it's non-age stated, you're drinking wine. This is bourbon. This is a bourbon show.
I'm done with the bourbon. I'm going back to my wine.
It looks like it's rumored to be 4 to 6 years old. I just don't. I don't know if I see that.
That's so. You'd think it'd pick up way more barrel flavor.
You would think so, but again, it is proof down to 82.2.
That is true.
So right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 82.2. So I mean, you're gonna lose a lot of that barrel flavor by adding water to it.
That's true. I would really, really like to try bottled and bond or barrel proof.
Yeah,
Either one that is closer to what you would get.
definitely.
Definitely. And less watered down.
Mash bill is undisclosed, excuse me, but I would say it's probably. With how sweet it is, I would say it's probably a higher corn.
I like a higher corn.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm a moonshine person, so I like a lot of corn.
you like the sweetness though.
Oh, I bet this has a really good white dog.
I'm sure it does. I bet the white dog is probably where this really shines.
That's what I want to try.
And at MSRP, this goes for about $30.
$30?
Yeah.
I mean, it is an older bourbon, but
Older. It's 4 to 6 years.
I mean, that's an investment, I guess, is my point.
Okay, but
It's not like a quick turnaround.
Yeah, but for $30, you could go and buy Henry McKenna bottled and bond 10-year.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's way too high.
I think so too.
Okay, maybe I wouldn't recommend buying this for a party because it's going to go fast and it's a lot of money.
Okay, well,
Here's what I recommend, though, buying. I got this airplane bottle for 99 cents as I was checking out at Kroger liquor store.
Yeah.
Just to try. That's what I recommend. If you can find some airplane bottles, I would recommend trying it that way before buying an actual bottle. Okay,
so you would rather either have a sample of it from somebody else or like try it at a bar.
Yeah, I wouldn't go for
a whole bottle.
Buying a $30 bottle. I wouldn't even go for buying it at a bar because they're going to mark it up anyway.
That's true. That's true.
Unless you're just spending money to spend money or you're just really curious.
Yeah.
I would recommend the airplane bottle.
It's just not $30 worth.
It's not. It's not that kind of
But
quality.
you bought, okay, so how many ounces are in a 750 milliliter? Like, I think it's something like 40 ounces. Okay.
This is 50 mil.
Right. So, I can't do the math. But anyway.
Me neither.
Yeah. Welcome to This Is My Bourbon Podcast, where we don't know math, and you know it. But anyway, the point is that, like, I mean, for $1, I think it's worth trying.
Yeah, it's worth trying for $1.
But $30
it's
for
not
a
worth
whole
trying
bottle?
for $30.
Absolutely not.
Unless you just really like it, and more power to you if you like it.
Yeah, sure, of course. Because, you know, you're going to buy it, I'm not going to buy it, and the bourbon that you don't buy that I like, I'm still going to buy.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway.
It all works out.
It all evens out. Anyway, so we have to back up before we get to the price. What would you score the finish on this?
Did I score the palate already?
Yeah, you gave it a 3.
Okay, cool. Finish would be a 0. There was no finish.
Wow.
I didn't get any finish.
Daggone.
Okay, I'll give it a 1 because it was there for like a second. But I mean, it didn't last at all.
Okay. I'm actually going to give the finish a 2.5. I thought the finish was better than the palate.
What finish?
I thought that as it kind of sat there, I began to experience and enjoy some of the flavors that the palate wanted to be. You know, it wasn't perfect, but it was just more enjoyable.
I got all the flavor at the beginning and then it subsided. So
yeah. So we've kind of jumped around in these categories, but to recap for you,
yes,
because I know how you remember things.
I don't remember things
Exactly. You gave the nose a 4.5. You gave the palate a 3. And you gave the finish a 1. Thank you for miming.
I remembered.
So based on all of that, what would you give the price?
Price is a 0. I mean, I get that, like, they're giving it time in the barrels, sort of, and they want to get their money back. I don't know how big this outfit is.
You looked like your dad when you said that.
I don't know. It would be worth the money if they could just do a barrel proof. If they did a barrel proof and it tasted like that amplified, that would be worth $30.
A $30 barrel proof bourbon, though, that is as rare as you can get.
How much is it normally? I don't buy bourbon.
Well, barrel proof bourbons, I think at the lowest, we're talking like Wild Turkey Rare Breed,
Yeah.
which runs about anywhere from $40 to $50.
Oh, wow.
But you're still paying for the age, you're paying for the proof and everything.
Yeah.
But I mean, you think about it, like $15 more than you could get a whole bottle of the Cooper's Craft. You could get Wild Turkey Rare Breed, which is a higher proof and it's older.
I just don't think it's worth the money.
It's a zero.
Yeah, that
worth?
makes me mad.
I'm going to be a little bit nicer.
I mean, I'm
Not
happy
by
with my
much.
99-cent airplane bottle price, but
Yeah, I'm going to be a little bit nicer, but not by much. You gave it a total score of 8.5 out of 20.
Oh, sorry, Cooper.
I'm going to give the price a 1. I just don't think... Man, $30. I could name 5 different bourbons that I would rather spend $30 on than this one.
I can name a whole lot of stuff I'd rather spend $30 on.
Well, sure.
Most anything, actually.
Sure, but like
I'm
if we're
not going
just
out and buy
talking
bourbon that I'm not going to drink. And you're not going to drink it.
Mm-mm.
Marie's definitely not drinking it.
Neither is Knox.
Mm-mm.
I would hope not.
I would hope not.
I mean, I have noticed recently that my larceny bottle is a little bit lower than what I thought, but
That ain't me.
it's me. It's definitely me.
Do you drink in your sleep?
That sounds like the beginning of an ad for like Alcoholics Anonymous. Do you drink in your sleep?
Do you have such a problem that even when you're asleep you can't escape it?
Anyway, the price is a 1 for me. I just don't think that you can buy worse things for more money, but you can also buy better things for less money.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Thank you for leaning in on that one. But this is not the worst thing I've ever had.
No, definitely not. I enjoyed it. I'm not upset with it. I'm not upset that I spent $1 on an airplane bottle to try. That's how I recommend trying it. But, and I'd like to visit this distillery. I don't know if they let people come in. I want to try their mash. What?
We wound up with the same overall score.
Hey!
That's really weird. High five. Wait, let me double check my math real quick. Okay.
Well, while you double check, I'm going to keep on with what I was saying.
8.5. Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Sorry. Well, go ahead. You can go ahead and...
But I'd like to, I don't know if they offer a white dog, but I would love to try that, and I'd love to try their mash.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'd be worth investigating.
I really do think that this right out of the barrel would be
much better.
Really good.
So good.
Yeah.
I wonder if they do barrel picks. Do we know anyone that would ever do a barrel pick from them?
Well, we've been a part of a barrel pick before.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if anyone would barrel pick a Cooper's Craft. I've never heard of this distillery, so I don't know.
And I hate for anybody from Cooper's to listen to this and go, they hate our product, but we really don't. I just
don't think it's priced right. That's my biggest beef with it, is that I don't think it's priced right. Otherwise, I have no problem drinking it.
And like for me, 8.5 out of 20. That to me means that they're doing some things right, but not everything is up to par.
Yeah.
So, it's the same thing like we did with Hillbilly. with Hillbilly, we both went, oh, this could be really good if they kept it in the barrel for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Or just longer in general. I don't think the age is the problem on this. I think it's the proof.
I think the proof is the problem.
Yeah.
The problem's in the proof.
Oh, there's a shirt.
There's a shirt.
Or a hashtag.
Or a movie.
A whole movie?
Yeah.
How quickly do you think that movies get made?
Depends on who you're asking. I guess they had to be immediate parents.
You're asking the wrong person, then.
Oh, that could be the title of this episode.
But it has to have "This is my something" in it.
This is my bourbon podcast / ... There's
a lot
proof
of...
is in the... Wait, what was it?
I don't know. I was thinking the same thing. I wanted to say the proof is in the pudding.
Oh my gosh, bread pudding. That needs to be someone's blog for a recipe of bread pudding. The proof is in the pudding.
And it's just all bourbon and bread pudding recipes.
Proof is the problem?
Is that what it was?
I don't know.
The proof is the problem. Yeah, but that doesn't work very well.
My mom doesn't work very well.
We'll figure it out. We got that. We're married. It's fine. So if people want to find you on social media, Lucy.
Did you get me?
Yeah, no, I did. Where can they do that?
On Instagram, it's... Dang it. Hold on. I gotta look. Twitter is lkemp123.
I think on Instagram it's just at Lucy Bellamy.
No, I changed it after we got married.
Really?
No, that's my website. Lucy B. Ritter. My website's lucyritter.com if you want to see my graphic design work.
Yeah.
And
We're
then
both graphic
Facebook
designers.
is Lucy Bellamy Ritter.
So many people on this show wind up being graphic designers.
It's just how you meet people.
That's just part of the whole deal.
Who isn't a designer these days? Everyone tries. Most people fail.
If you would like to connect with the show, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, we are at My Bourbon Pod. We just changed over, so don't use at My Bourbon Shop like we've been doing for a while.
Don't do it.
It's at My Bourbon Pod.
Whatever you do.
If you want to check out some of our merch, we are bourbonshop.threadless.com. That is our official shop for our merchandise. Become a patron of the show at patreon.com/thisismybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month. You can help support the show, keep us going, leave a rate and review on iTunes. Give us 5 stars. Don't give us 1 or 2 stars like some people have done in the past.
It's me.
You're a jerk. Thank you to everybody who listens to this show. As always, we appreciate you because you are the reason why we keep doing this.
Yes, you.
You, Steve. Anyway, thank you all so much for listening. We really appreciate everything. I'll be really honest with you. I don't know when this episode is going to drop, so I can't tell you what's coming next. But that's okay. Hey, Lucy.
What?
Thanks for being on this bonus episode.
Hey, you're welcome.
Hey,
Perry.
Hey, Lucy.
Than's for being on this bonus episode.
Also. Oh yeah, because you're the co-host for this episode.
/producer /
we need
casting agent /
I think you need to be on more often.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you all so much for listening. We can't wait to be back with you. But until then, I'm Perry, and this is My Bourbon Podcast.
And I'm Lucy, and this is Perry's Bourbon Podcast.
Why do you do this to me?